And now a quick word from our sponsors here at Viral Hip Hop News.
Let me ask you this, because it seems like, and I could be wrong, but the industry kind of makes a light of their artists, their rap, their hip hop artists living these gangster lifestyles. And we had our man Faison Love on about a year ago now, and he obviously has some things to say about our man Davies. Yep, absolutely. And then we see what happened with 6ix9ine, and I'm not putting Davies and 6ix9ine in any kind of similar box, but I'm saying hip hop in general, right? It seems like a lot of them are playing roles that they aren't really in real life, and those roles typically are the gangster lifestyle, the blood, the Crip, whatever the case may be. In your opinion, what's the percentage of rappers that are living that fake lifestyle, and why do you think, if in fact the industry is pushing it, why do you think the industry pushes that lifestyle in particular?
So I met Dave probably 2 or 3 years before everybody else got a wind of him. He was a 30 Crip then.
Okay, good word.
So I seen Faison on his line, but I don't know the depth of whatever they shit is. You know what I mean? But Dave, for sure, when I met Cuz, he was a Crip. You know what I mean? For whatever that is worth. Like, he was a Crip. I met him. We was in Harlem in a blood neighborhood on a basketball court. Feel me? Chopping it up. And I seen Cuz, and he was a Crip. You know what I'm saying? He was pushing his line. So I definitely don't think gangbanging stops here. I think a lot of real, like, older G's like Faison and different homies, they feel like, they don't look at it the same way over there. I've been over there. I know these niggas are serious. I've been to BX in certain hoods, cuz, and them niggas is cripping. Them niggas is on. Ain't no question. So I respect anybody that's standing up for their friends in their neighborhood anyway. That's your thing. However you title it is unimportant to me. The second part of your question, is there a percentage? I don't know. I mean, I think the industry seems like it's pushing it. Hip hop is so much, especially once you get out of New York, hip hop is so much rooted in culture. It's rooted in culture in New York as well, but being hip hop just means the art of rapping, the art of being a DJ, the art of dancing, the art of tagging, all of those things, the lessons, all stuff. And that's it. But for us outside of New York, right, you have to, outside of the East, you have to really bring your culture and represent it to be, a part of hip hop, or for the rest of the country to give you any activity, for them to fuck with your shit. So gang culture is such a marketable culture because it's represented really well with, fashion is represented really well with language, is represented really well with, a lot of, simple things that anybody could do. Anybody could be a Crip for Halloween. Anybody could be a LA Crip for Halloween. There's an outfit to buy. You know what I mean? It's a way to talk. It's a cuisine. It's a beverage. It's a 40-ounce beverage you can carry and look the part. To be a New York niggas the same way. You could, that cultural. You could wear some baggy jeans, a bubble coat, and some Timbs, and say son, and have the lingo, and it's there. So I think those two are the most emulated in all of the country and all of the world, because our cultures are so, overrepresented. It's simple. It's a uniform. Everything about the surface of it is really simple. So I think that's why industry tends to lean that way, because you can see the surface of it. It's so easy to fool people. Nobody asks, for depth in culture. They don't ask for morality. They don't ask for social norms. They don't ask for, any of those things. The economy, all the other elements in culture that make up culture. The average person that listens to hip hop, they don't ask for it. They just asking for the surface, the language, the fashion, and the cuisine. It's simple. So hip hop is all about marketing culture. That's an easy culture to market.
Right. Now, speaking of culture, I heard you talking about Drake. Could you explain what you were talking about with him? You said that he, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't really hip hop, but more so rap. Can you explain that to our audience?
I think we're going into a phase of mainstream rap. Like
Okay.
hip hop didn't create rap. Rap was around before hip hop. We popularized rap, right? We didn't create DJing, we popularized DJing. We didn't create dancing, we popularized the style of dancing. We wasn't the first friend on the wall, we popularized these things. And so anytime somebody does them, we automatically assumes that they're part of a culture. Drake is not. Drake is one of the first people that's a mainstream rapper. He's a success story from, a suburb in Toronto, Canada. He's not about representing culture. And I've compared him to Madonna. Madonna is another super global icon who was able to go around and kind of colonize sounds and create global smash records with any sound she touched. And that's very much Drake. He can go to Memphis and work with that style and make a smash hit record. He could come to the West Coast and make YOLO, you know what I'm saying, with us. And he can go to, some cast that's in New York and make Started from the Bottom. Like he can go to the Midwest and do anything. Like he's a very much a blank canvas. And hip hop is very much a painted canvas. Drake can paint anything he wants on his own canvas. He doesn't bear the burden of any culture. And when you see him, you don't necessarily get fashion or cuisine Toronto niggas, because that ain't how Toronto niggas are. Like I know some street niggas in Toronto. But again, you get a mainstream rapper. It's a lot of different rap going on. Mainstream rap, alternative rap. But it's not all hip hop. Everybody rapping isn't hip hop. And I think people took it as a diss because I think they assumed that I was saying he was a culture vulture or something. It's like, nah, he's still a black man. Like he's not none of that. It's just hip hop is a very cultured thing. And it's very much carrying the burden, like Jesus carrying the cross on his back or something. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, to be Hove and come out and the news protesting you because you're the first person that's drug dealing, or being Snoop and you're the talking boy of cripping and gang banging. You know what I mean? That's carrying burden. That's what hip hop is all about. Carrying culture. LL, to talk that way. And I think Drake's situation is unique. He's a mainstream kid who's a part of a mainstream television show who came up and liked rap and loved hip hop and, threw his hat in the race. And Kanye kind of made a space where that can exist. And you don't have to represent an urban street corner the way hip hop did initially. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. Appreciate that perspective. In your opinion, hip hop, who's holding hip hop's mantle right now? New artists that you think is holding hip hop's mantle the best right now? If we think we putting Drake in the mainstream side, obviously his numbers will speak on being one of the top hip hop artists. In your opinion, who is hip hop holding it the best?
So I don't think you have the same type of quality artists that I grew up listening to as far as these bodies of work, totally representing it. I'd be not honest. I think Future does an incredible job. He did an incredible job for years. Future is very much the token boy, poster boy of Atlanta culture. Even when we wasn't aware that everybody was addicted to opioids, black people, he came and shined a light on it. Chief Keef shined a light on Chicago culture that we didn't have any idea. Him and Chop, the shit they were doing about drill. It was amazing. YG does a really good job of carrying the culture of being a West Coast nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you could see the culture and how they talk. You can get a bar of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I think those are the last guys that I remember a lot. Little Baby does a good job. He has a certain way of doing it. The Memphis niggas, that's who I would give it to.
Yeah, I rock with them.
Yeah. Them niggas is Memphis. You get everything Memphis from them. You know what I'm saying? As much as there is to get, because I don't think their culture is as simple as, like, let's say ours in New York. But man, when you hear a Memphis nigga, you almost kind of know it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what they're doing culturally for hip hop is unbelievable. They're doing a number. You know what I'm saying? Like yo guy, Moneybag Yo. You know what I'm saying? Black youngster,
Pooh Shiesty.
yeah, Pooh Shiesty, you know, free, free cousin. I hope he gets out and shit. I think YB does a good job. Youngboy does a good job. You know, I think there's some guys that still, you know, it's not hip hop like necessarily from an Eastern perspective, but it's very much a cultural phenomenon when you see some of this shit going on.
You know what's interesting? My bad to cut you off, but you know what's interesting in what you said? You named the West Coast, you named the South, you named the Midwest. You ain't say anybody from the East Coast. It's particular with culture. Why is that? Was that by accident or?
No. So
yeah,
my favorite rapper from New York right now, that's coming up, it's probably gonna be Young M.A.
Interesting.
Right? And I feel like when you hear her talk, you hearing like some real New York shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think New York is in a weird place musically, beat wise. I think you could hear entirely, this is the motherfucking trend-setting capital of the culture that we call hip hop. And I think they're just trying to figure it out. So I think, you know what I mean? I don't know I don't believe in the drill sound just yet. You know, I mean, I could be wrong, but I wouldn't bet on it. But I love what Young M.A. does. I love what A Boogie does, but I don't think I get enough New York from when I listen to a lot of the new stuff. You know what I'm saying? When I hear Young M.A., pre her doing this drill album she just did, I would get it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, like if you want to hear New York, go listen to Young M.A. And certain songs, and you can feel it. So it's all about being culturally true. Not allowing. It's all good to let other things come in and give you like an extra turn your shit, but it's something else to like not really embrace nothing musically that your culture represents.
Hip hop, yeah. Hip hop, bars is back. Hip hop, Sam and oh God, what's up with you? I done watched them niggas do interview after interview. They not culture vultures, the culture something they been into. So if you never gave them a view, I recommend you do. Cause when they question guests, they message is not subliminal. It don't matter if you a rookie.